some milk!
Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. It is indeed a brand new day. I have been outside. I've been walking as I went to Walmart and back. It is gray and dim, and there was a driving mist when I was coming back from Walmart. A driving rain, you know, it kind of hurts because the wind is blowing the rain into you. Well, this was just above a mist, but not actual raindrops, and the wind was blowing them hard, so you couldn't see it. You couldn't even really see it on the road, but it was going, ow, ow, my eyes, ow. So yay for that. So it's gonna rain on and off today, but it's not gonna be cold. I got the fan, I got a fan, I've got a fan. I turn the heat off during the daytime. At night I'm still almost too warm, so thumbs up for that. But I hope your day has been awesome and wonderful. That would be a very, very good thing. I have some things written down on a list because ADHD, I'm not going to be able to remember. One of them I think is funny and horrible. Next year, October 2025, Windows support, support for Windows 10 stops. And then it's only going to be Windows 11 getting support from then on. But Windows 11 is so unpopular that leading up to right now, Windows 11 adoption has actually fallen, and Windows 10 adoption has risen to 70%. As Microsoft is telling people, we're going to be getting rid of Windows 10 here, you need to move to Windows 11. Everyone that tries it is going, no, we're going with Windows 10. So this is going to be something. Yay, just thought I'd mention because I thought that was funny. And then this is something too that I thought was amazing, absolutely amazing. Watching a video about the difference in how vehicles and such are done in GTA 4 versus GTA 5. In GTA 5, it's hard to get a vehicle off the road. They are like stuck down. But in GTA 4, they're treated like vehicles. If you go around a corner fast, that weight will be like a real vehicle. There's a chance you're going to roll it if it's off too tall, center of gravity up too high. Whereas nothing in GTA 5. They went too far dumbing it down there, whereas maybe in GTA 4 they went too far in making it too realistic. Point being though, while the person that made the video was talking about that, they mentioned that there are people that take realism to an insane degree. There is one racing game for the PlayStation 4. It's all in Italian. I'm not even going to try and say it. But it is such a realistic, down to the nitty-gritty game that the people who are developing it found what they thought was a bug in the suspension. And they couldn't get rid of the bug in their game. And so they went and talked to the actual people that drive real-life cars that they're basing this on. And they found out that that was a real-life bug that actual real-life drivers are having a problem with. So their game was so detailed that it mimicked real life to the point that they came across the problem that the real-world people were stuck at. And so they made a fix in-game to get past that. That the real-life people were able to implement in the real world and then fix that problem that way. When your game is detailed and realistic enough that they can use it to fix real-world problems, yeah, you're making a very detailed simulation there. So hokey smokes. But then, of course, this one is just I'm amazed and sorry about that. I got like another piece of rice. Now, where's my tissue? Another piece of rice there, stuck from underneath my dentures. My sincere apologies. Trapped it in a tissue now. But I've got written down how Sony has killed the game Helldivers 2. Oh my god. If you do know about the game Helldivers 2, you probably already know about the horrific thing that's happened. That game is dead now. And it was the most amazing success story of 2024. I mean, it sold millions of copies in days. It has been super popular. And it is not going to be able to recover from this. When Sony stepped in and said, okay, you can't play unless you register with our account, with our system. You have to make a PlayStation Network account or you can't play. Which, there are a lot of people around the world that live in countries where you can't make a PlayStation account. And they already bought the game. And now it's going to be taken away from them. And people that are on PC and such are irritated about this because there's already how many launchers? Ugh. So it has been going down in flames. And I do not think it's going to be able to recover. And it's not the devs' fault. Yes, as pointed out, at one point, at least one of the devs did put on some clown makeup and go on and act like a clown. And then as soon as they realized that they were being a frickin' clown, they quickly wiped off the makeup, got rid of the costume, and started doing the right thing. So yeah, they acted human. But oh boy, Sony has... There's going to be the Sony fanboys on console. They're going to stick with it. But everybody else... Oh, it's bad. It is bad. Thumbs up. Then, I'm going to talk about this one real quick. I bought a whole bunch of new tea today. And one of them is this Bengal Spice. Huh. What exactly is Bengal Spice? Do they grind up a tiger? If you read the back, it's beginning with cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and cloves. This adventurous blend is our caffeine-free interpretation of chai. The piquant Indian brew. I wish I could read. This eye is my close-up eye, but now I gotta be like right here to be able to read. This eye is my far away eye. I have to be like 4 feet away before I can see anything. And then I am astigmatic in both, so there is no good way to read. When I'm looking at this, I'm having to struggle. So the piquant Indian brew, traditionally made with black tea. Try it with milk and sugar for a true chai experience. And then of course, if I'm mispronouncing chai, I wouldn't be surprised. It's another one of those words. There's an actual name for it. The thing where you learn what a word is and how to use the word because you've read the word. And you've read the word a lot, but you've never heard the word. So you don't know how it's pronounced. That was I remember mine when I was in high school. And I've found out the word is not pronounced facade. So yeah, but hopefully chai is close. But then when you do go to the ingredients, they are things that I like. But there's like cinnamon, roasted chicory, roasted carob, natural... unfortunately, it got scratched. Natural something and vanilla flavors with other natural flavors. Ginger, cardamom, black pepper, cloves, and nutmeg. Black pepper. Black pepper. I put black pepper on food because it's pepper that you eat. And you know what? I really like that black pepper in there. It isn't exactly the same kind of bite as just a big amount of ginger. But it is nice. And the black pepper, it's one of those things like you wouldn't think it's good, but it is. Just like over there, when I've made rice with rice vinegar, when you just smell rice vinegar on its own, you think that can't be good. but it is. Just like my adult daughter listens to a bunch of those, oh my god, I've forgotten what the word, Vocaloid. And there's one song that she turned me on to that I listen to periodically, where in a break in the song there is those ding ding ding, like those hotel dingers that you'll see in movies, not just movie, but that ding ding ding, perfect place for it, perfect sound. Would not have been as good a song had that sound not been there, would not have been as good had that sound been there, but not been the ding ding ding. Now, it's possible that there's an even better sound that we are thinking that, you know, we aren't thinking about that, but we're thinking this one's the best one. Oh, the best one's here, and we should have stepped from here to here like we stepped from here to here. That's always a possibility. You always have to keep pushing at the envelope. But while that's perfect, again, that reminded me, and I'm going to talk about this forever, I really like and have liked ever since I started listening to them back in the 90s, the group Butthole Surfers. And one of the songs that they have has a point where at that moment someone is violently sick into a bucket. And while you think the sound of someone being violently sick into a bucket wouldn't be a good sound to hear, for that song, it needed a sound right there. And when you hear the song, there's no other sound that would have worked. If it hadn't been the sound of someone being violently sick into a bucket, it just wouldn't have been as good of a song. So thumbs up on that. Plus, there's just two big things I've still got written down that I sort of want to talk about, and then we'll go from there. I was playing Fallout 3, since I'm replaying that one, and at one point I laughed at the sheer horror of what happened. Because I'm running around just the countryside. Again, my character lived in a vault. Sure, she's getting quests, and sure, she's got stuff that she's going to go off and do, but this is a whole wide world. Quests are sort of secondary to just, you know, going squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. And so at one point, I dash around the front of a barn, and inside is a bunch of individuals. I don't know who they are, but when I come around, I can see that they're raiders. So I quickly backed up, and I didn't aggro them. So I quickly went into my inventory and started pulling out my frag grenades and started pitching frag grenades into the front door of the barn. Imagine the horror of being one of those people. You've been having a day. You've been arguing with your friends, you know, you've had some breakfast, you know, you killed the lizard and you ate it. You've been out terrorizing some of the villages. Now you're all just hanging around in this barn, getting some rest from the sun, and the world erupts into hellfire and thunder. You watch your friends erupting into flames, their body parts scattering. You lose your hearing and you crash against the back of the barn. Your limbs broken, bleeding out. And in comes this young gal, just, wow, that really worked. And then metabolic processes cease. And then there's just a bunch of dead meat left to rot inside of the barn. So I quickly rifled all the corpses, checked out the loot in the barn, and it was thumbs up. But it's like I laughed at the sheer horror of the situation. Because horror can be absolutely hysterical. Again, I have seen movies where the point of a joke is someone is violently murdered. And it's funny. In fact, it's funny because someone is murdered. And the joke is hysterical. It wouldn't have been funny had someone not died painfully. But it is. Again, it's not the people dying painfully part that's funny. I mean, that's, horror and violence. It is the juxtaposition and subversion of expectations that we react to with sometimes just shocked laughter. After all, it is a very, very common shock response, which is one of the reasons I'm giving, like, the Paul brothers, for all the awful stuff that he has done. When he went to that forest in Japan, and they came across it, my throat, really dry, and they came across an actual person who had ended themselves there, and one of the Paul brothers, I can't remember their names, laughed. The thing is, that is an extremely common human response. That nervous laughter response. You're not laughing because it's funny. You're laughing because you don't know what else to do. It is a very human thing to do. And the fact that he laughed at that moment, I am not going to give him any issues for that. Human. So, yeah. Thumbs up for that. Can't even remember what I was talking about when I came up with that. Or started talking about that. And then I was watching a video about Fallout New Vegas and the Viva New Vegas modding guide. Now, I haven't ever gone through it. I've been playing New Vegas without it, and there have been days when, very few, but a couple, where if I could play it for 5 minutes before it crashes, that was a very long time. So there have been plenty of days where it blinked my eye and it fails. But that's like 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, oh, so hard to say, my apologies, 95% of the time, rock solid. And I don't mind the graphics, and I don't mind the way the game plays. In fact, the goofiness and the jankiness, not gankiness, of it is, to me, part of the 3D Fallout feel. Fallout 3 feels that way, New Vegas feels that way. I don't mind the feeling. The Viva New Vegas guide, I don't know if I can follow largely because you're supposed to have 8 gigabytes of RAM. I only got 4. So, gotta do what I can to try and see. But also, this other person was playing through the game, and a lot of the mods attached seem to be Fallout 4-ifying it. Now, I talked about this in the community notes, where it's just, yeah, a lot of the things seem to try to give it the Fallout 4 quality of life changes. And I don't like at all the Fallout 4 quality of life changes. I don't play Fallout 3 because it's really a good simulation game. I don't play Fallout 4 because Fallout New Vegas because it's a looter shooter and I need good gunplay, or my shooter part of the looter isn't as good. Now, I'm going into this for other reasons. If I wanted to play Fallout 4, I'd play Fallout 4. But I don't want to play Fallout 4. I want to play Fallout New Vegas. And Fallout 4-ifying New Vegas or Fallout 3 is like, no. So I'm going to try and do what I can, but you've got to clean scrape and reinstall. And it's big, but it's about 16 gigabytes in full to get it all set up the way they have it in the guide. So I don't know. We shall see. Also, for the System Forge, the fantasy open role-playing game engine, there we are, tried to remember what Forge stood for, I uploaded a character sheet to Canva, and amazingly, it worked perfectly. It put it up there as one image, which is pretty much what I wanted. Instead of uploading an image, an image, PDF file, and then having it break everything up into weird elements. I just want the character sheet up there, and it worked. So I added like 10,000 text boxes to it, and I'm halfway done making up the character. So I think I'm going to be using that because it's got a lot of amazing systems in it. So thumbs up for that. It's not made for solo play, but the guy that made it is a solo player. And so inside he says, hey, if you're a solo player, hello and welcome. You're going to have to do a lot of work on your own. Of course, you got to play both sides, but you got to do that in any case anyway. And there are a lot of tables. Most of the book is tables. And thank goodness for that. So, yay. But past that, I have not been doing much. I had to throw away my previous pair of shoes. I was trying to hang on to them as much as I could, but going out walkies yesterday in the rain, well, they soaked through entirely, and the top of the shoes were breaking. The soles of the shoes were wearing down. I'm wearing my boots that I bought. I'm going to have to use the boots until I buy another pair of shoes. Oh, and of course, I talked about this in notes, but I can't remember if I talked about this in the video yet. Yeah, my PlayStation 4 is dead. I plugged it in and tried to turn it on, and it just goes beep, beep, beep. You press the power button, beep, beep, beep. Looked up the beep, beep, beeps, and that is a major, serious issue. So, yeah, I need a PlayStation 4 because I have got a lot of PlayStation discs and a lot of PlayStation purchases, like the Bloodborne and all like that. I think Red Dead Redemption 2, such like that are all on there. So I need a PlayStation 4 to play them. And of course they don't make that anymore. So that's, I gotta look up and get one of those. But of course, do I have any money for that? No, especially now that I've got extra things that I gotta be paying for on top of, you know, like the internet, which I gotta check for and pay on top of everything else. So, and I still need another Xbox, and another great point on that, not one of the Xbox Series S, because they don't have a drive. And again, I have a lot of physical discs. So I need an Xbox One so I can play my physical discs on them, because they're all Xbox One stuff. And of course, the only one that takes discs is the very expensive one. Life is fun. But yeah, past that over there, I don't really have anything left on my list because I ain't been doing much, just trying to go out for walkies best I can, and it ain't easy. My bone spurs are killing me just sitting here. My heel, I keep saying heel, yeah, it's heel, not ankle, heel. The back of your heel, the back of your foot, it's just right in the middle there. That is what hurts, and it looks like there is a raised quarter inside, and that raised quarter hurts. It's like someone's just taken a hammer and went whack, and oh! So every step is fun, but of course, if you limp, that throws off your gait, and if you throw off your gait, everything hurts. So I gotta walk on my heel like it doesn't hurt, or everything is going to hurt. So it's joyous. Yeah, so past that, we're doing good. I've been playing games. I've been trying to record stuff. It all depends on how many spoons I have on that particular day. I am hoping tonight to do some more of the 4 Against Darkness with Compton and friends, because after all, Compton I think is an interesting character. I mean, they're all interesting characters in their own way, but Compton is the thrill-seeking adrenaline junkie of choice who becomes the murder hobo to go around. With Forge, because it is first and foremost to be a non-solo game, they suggest anywhere 4 to 8 characters, depending on how many players you have. Now that's different if you're playing one person solo. So there are Paragon rules, and the Paragon characters are much tougher, much stronger, able to go out on adventures all by themselves. So I don't know, might try a 4-person party. I mean, back when I first started playing way back when in the late 70s, everybody always made up 2 characters, so yeah. Anyway, my voice box is really hurting. So if you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you. Because of my voice box and the way everything hurts and such, I'm not going to do a break-in and read the names. I'll do that tomorrow when I can talk more and type more and stuff. So, well, who knows? I might do it anyway. If I do, then I'll do it here. And if I don't, then I didn't. So thank you very, very much. You all take me from being a very hurting monkey to just a hurting monkey. And that is very appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you. When you look in the mirror, you see someone who is both beautiful and awesome. For everybody that leaves me a comment, thumbs up, it is appreciated. I wish I could answer more than I can answer. And of course, if you have watched this far, well, and of course, if you do leave me a comment, I do thumbs up and heart as many as I can, even if I can't answer them. But if you could write Bengal Spice in the comments to let me know you watched this far, and to let Algoritmo, the mighty YouTube algorithm, know that people do watch these videos, that would be awesome. So thumbs up. I'm going to do what I can do. Hopefully you can do what you can do. And if you can't, don't beat yourself up. It doesn't help and it only hurts. That's a good habit to change. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. Maybe I should just shoot for 30 minutes anymore on these. Maybe. I mean, because no matter what I do, 20 minutes seems to be just a dream anymore. Even if I go into this thinking, I don't have anything to talk about, and then at 30 minutes I'm going, how do I shut up? So, you take care. I'll talk to you later. Hey.